Welcome back, everybody. Well, explosive testimony at the Drew Peterson murder trial as a former colleague testifies that Peterson offered him $25,000 to hire someone to kill his third wife, Kathleen Savio. The witness telling jurors the request was made just months before Savio was found dead in her bathtub back in 2004. But the defense accused the witness of making up the whole story to get his 15 minutes of fame. Joining us now with some thoughts on all this, Joey Jackson, a former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney, and defense attorney Dwane Cates. Gentlemen, welcome. Great to have you here today.
Thank you, Uma. Good
morning.
Well, I'll tell you, the prosecutors were handed a legal victory from the judge. The fact that he allowed this testimony to go on in this trial about the alleged allegations that Peterson wanted to hire a hitman to kill his wife, Joey.
Damning evidence, Uma, for the following reasons. In any case, you don't view any evidence in isolation or in a vacuum. You view it against the backdrop and context of the whole. And what does this show? It shows motivation. It shows intent by the defendant, Mr. Peterson, to want her dead. So what you do with that, Uma, is you put that against the backdrop of Bloom's testimony. Remember, he was the doctor who did the autopsy, who said this was murder. And then you look at yesterday's testimony by Dr. Case, who's the pathologist, and she's a professor, and she's the chief medical examiner of Missouri, who said a couple of very compelling things. One, you don't get a gash like that in a bathtub. Two, if you do, it doesn't render you unconscious. Three, the gash that she got was vertical as opposed to horizontal. Yes, Dwane.
Come on, you know that the prosecution's stretching in this case. The defense is going to put pathologists up. They're going to say the exact opposite thing of what the pathologist said for the prosecution. You know, you don't have this many sidebars. You don't have this many motions for mistrial unless the prosecution is stretching at every point to try to get this. This is a weak circumstantial case.
I understand.
They're going to have problems.
I understand your point, but I don't think the sidebars are a result of that. Whenever there's testimony that is damning testimony, there's going to be an objection, and there has to be a proper ruling. As a result of that, you have a sidebar in order to determine whether it is admissible evidence or inadmissible, but you have to concede.
Let me ask you, Dwane,
sure.
What impact do you think that the testimony from the pathologist is going to have? The pathologist said that, that he doubted that she died from simply falling.
Well, I understand that. She also said that it probably couldn't have been knocked out from simply falling in the bathtub. Well, number one, people get knocked out from falling in bathtubs all the time. Number two, different people, it takes different amounts of pressure to knock different people out. And so I don't know how the pathologist can say that the person couldn't have been knocked out by the fall. There's going to be other pathologists that say that those same injuries could have been caused by a fall in the bathtub. Also, these pathologists are looking at a body that's years old, partially decomposed. There's all kinds of problems with the experts.
However, you explain the gash, Dwane, but you also have to explain the bruising. And if you look at the bruising, what has the pathologist said? Now, there's no question, I will concede, there will be a battle of the experts here, Uma. What does that mean? It means the state's experts will say one thing, and of course the defense will say another. But the prosecution has already indicated that those bruisings that were all over her body are inconsistent with a simple fall. They would be more consistent with a car accident.
How old are they?
Well,
how old are the bruises?
The bruises are old.
Fresh? Were they old?
The bruises are older.
Were they 2 days old? Were they 3 days old? Did they happen the day? Did they happen the day that she died, or did they happen 4 days before?
May I answer, counsel? Sure. Look, the bruising, there will absolutely be questions as to the age of the bruising. However, any pathologist who is worth their weight can come in and testify, as the state's pathologist has, that these bruises were fresh. Furthermore, they were consistent with a car accident. What does that suggest? It suggests a beating. A beating suggests a murder. A murder suggests Drew Peterson.
Wow.
Maybe she died in a car accident,
We've got some really interesting twists and turns in this case, gentlemen. Certainly something that we're going to be sifting through, and obviously there's never a dull moment so far as this trial moves on. We thank you both for joining us today.
Pleasure, Uma. Take care.
Thanks, Uma.
Great to have you.
Need one of our judges to bang the gavel there.
Yes.
Order in the court.